Thank you so much for joining Murfreesboro Little Theater's virtual production of Home for the Holidays. My name is Emma Hawkins, and I am Murfreesboro Little Theater's current Education Outreach Director. MLT is doing something special for this virtual production. We are encouraging you to donate to the Murfreesboro Cold Patrol. For those of you who do not know, Murfreesboro Cold Patrol is the only outreach organization that works with people experiencing homelessness here in Murfreesboro. And especially in the winter months, their mission is more important than ever. If you are interested in donating, please visit murfreesborocoldpatrol.com or click the link in the description and click the donate button. We appreciate anything and everything that you contribute to this great cause. Thank you so much for joining us. Grab your hot chocolate, and as always, stay safe, stay creative, and enjoy the show.
Today, we woke up to a revolution of snow, its white flag waving over everything. The landscape vanished, not a single mouse to punctuate the blankness. And beyond these windows, the government buildings smothered. Schools and libraries buried, the post office lost under the noiseless drift. The paths of trains softly blocked, the world fallen under this falling. In a while, I will put on some boots and step out like someone walking in water on the dog or porpoise through the drifts, and I will shake a laden branch, sending a cold shower down on us both. But for now, I am a willing prisoner in this house, a sympathizer with the anarchic cause of snow. I will make a pot of tea and listen to the plastic radio on the counter, as glad as anyone to hear the news that the kitty corner school is closed, the ding-dong school closed, the all-aboard children's school closed, the hi-ho nursery school closed, along with, some will be delighted to hear, the Toadstool School, the Little Sparrows Nursery School, Little Stars Preschool, Peas and Carrots Day School, the Tom Thumb Child Center, all closed, and clap your hands, the Peanuts Play School. So, this is where the children hide all day. These are the nests where they letter and draw, where they put on their bright miniature jackets, all darting and climbing and sliding, all but the few girls whispering by the fence. And now, I am listening hard in the grandiose silence of the snow, trying to hear what those three girls are plotting, what riot is afoot, which small queen is about to be brought down.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, oh, for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick. First comes the stocking of little Nell. Oh, dear Santa, fill it well. Give her a dolly, the last in prize, one that will open and shut her eyes. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick.
How does Santa get into all the houses on Christmas Eve?
Oh, he climbs down the chimney.
But Mom, we don't have a chimney!
He uses magic and unlocks the front door and just comes in.
That's kind of sus. That's definitely sus.
Santa's not sus, he's Magical.
Fine then, Santa's not sus. He's magical.
Are you on Santa's naughty or nice list this year?
Nice! Nice!
Well, that's good. We'll have to set out some extra cookies for Santa this year.
What kind of cookies should we leave out?
Chocolate chip! Oatmeal raisin!
Oatmeal raisin cookies? Why on earth do you want to leave out oatmeal raisin cookies for Santa Claus?
Because oatmeal raisin cookies are for old people. And Santa's an old guy, right?
Hey, I like oatmeal raisin cookies. Does that make me old?
Yes! Hey, I have an idea. How about this year we put a sleeping potion in the cookies and then we can capture Santa.
And all the toys will be ours!
Well, that doesn't sound like something that somebody on the nice list would do to Santa. Besides, don't you want your friends to get their presents too?
I guess.
Yeah.
Tell you what, why don't we skip the sleeping potion and put a little icing on them instead?
Okay.
Well, who wants to come help me bake?
Happy Holidays!
Hi, I'm Caroline the Elf, coming to you live from the North Pole. Several very good boys and girls have been sending me questions all year long about what it's like to live in the North Pole, and today I'm finally answering some of your questions. So what is life like in the North Pole? Well, obviously it's very cold and snowy because we're very, very far up north. But it's also a very magical place because there's thousands and thousands of elves making toys every day of the year just so that Santa can deliver all those presents on Christmas Day. So let's get to some of your most asked questions. How does Santa eat at all of those houses? That's a very good question. It's very simple, actually. I think he probably sneaks some of those cookies home and eats them all year long. What does Mrs. Claus do? All the stories are about Santa Claus. What does Mrs. Claus do? Mrs. Claus is busy all year long, too, because she bakes cookies for all of the elves to eat. I mean, the elves have to eat, too, when they're making all of those toys. How does Santa know you're sleeping? He's magical. He watches you all year long to know whether you've been naughty or nice, so he's watching you to know whether or not you're sleeping. What is Santa's favorite cookie? Santa loves all cookies, I can tell you that. But trust me, I think he likes Oreos the best. What do reindeer eat? Ellie wants to know. That's a very good question, Ellie, and I'll tell you what reindeer eat. They eat reindeer food. What is reindeer food? Well, you can get it at the store just like you can get dog food at your grocery store. They sell reindeer food up here in the North Pole. Does Santa take vacations? That's a good question from Matthew. Santa does take a break on Christmas Day. After delivering all those presents, he's very, very tired. So he does rest on Christmas Day, but then after Christmas, it's back to making toys. Do they make presents all year long? Well, yes. We elves have a lot of presents to make. There's over 2.2 billion children in the whole world. And there's only 364 days a year to make toys. So we have to make over 6 million toys every day. Just so that all the good boys and girls can have toys for Christmas. So that's it for today. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll be back to answer more of your favorite questions next Christmas. Bye-bye!
as all the house was asleep and the fire burning low, when from far up the chimney came down a ho-ho, and a little round man with a terrible scratching dropped into the room with a wink that was catching. Yes, down he came, bumping and thumping and jumping, and picking himself up without sign of a bruise. Ho, ho, he kept on, as if bursting with cheer. Good children, gay children, glad children, see here. I have brought you fine dolls, and gay trumpets and rings, Noah's arks and bright skates, and a host of good things. I have brought a whole sackful, a packful, a hackful. Come hither, come hither, come hither and choose. Ho, ho, what is this? Why, they all are asleep, but their stockings are up, and my presents will keep. So in with the candies, the books, and the toys, all the goodies I have for the good girls and boys. I'll ram them and jam them, and slam them and cram them. All the stockings will hold while the tired youngsters snooze. All the while his round shoulders kept ducking and ducking, and his fat little fingers kept tucking and tucking, until every stocking bulged out on the wall as if it were bursting and ready to fall. And then, all at once, with a whisk and a whistle, and twisting himself like a tough bit of gristle, he bounced up again like the down of a thistle, and nothing was left but the print of his shoes.
Oh, Christmas! Merry Christmas! Is it really come again, with its memories and greetings, with its joy and its pain? There's a miner in the carol, and a shadow in the light, and a spray of cypress twinning on the holly wreath tonight. And the hush is never broken by laughter, light and low, as we listen in the starlight to the bells across the snow. Oh, Christmas! Merry Christmas! 'Tis not so very long since other voices blended with the carol and the song. If we could but see them singing as they are singing now, if we could but see the radiance of the crown on each dear brow, there would be no sign to smother, no hidden tear to flow, as we listen in the starlight to the bells across the snow. Oh, Christmas! Merry Christmas! This never more can be. We cannot bring again the days of our unshadowed glee. But Christmas! Happy Christmas! Sweet herald of goodwill, with holy songs of glory brings holy gladness still. For peace and hope may brighten, and patient love may grow, as we listen in the starlight to the bells across the snow.
Hey Jack, what do you want for Christmas?
What I want for Christmas is a lizard.
What do you want for Christmas, Lottie?
A castle.
A castle?
Castle is for Princess and Anna.
For Princess Anna.
And Elsa.
And Elsa? So that's what you want for Christmas?
And Belle too.
And Belle too?
And Anna too.
And Anna too?
Hi, my name is Gertie Stevens, and I have not seen my family in 15 years. You see, they told me that he wasn't real, and I decided, you know what? I do not need that negativity in my life. Bye-bye, Mom. I know that he's real. He's out there somewhere. I just need to find him. And before you ask, no, he is not up north. I've already checked. Here, let me show you. All right, you see these markings? These are the places I've already checked. And here's where I am right now. You see, he can travel the world in one night, so he can be like anywhere. He could be in an apartment in Paris, or on the cruise ship in the Caribbean, or he can be right down this path. I've been traveling for so long, I just can't give up now. I know what you're thinking. Gertie, how can you be so sure that he's real? Well, let me tell you. You see, when I was 8 years old, I asked my parents if I could have a red bicycle. And they said, "Sorry, Gertie, you can't have a red bike this year." But then I woke up and I found a red bicycle with a yellow bow on top in my driveway. But then that one neighbor that I never really liked, Mrs. Gilbertson, said, "Oh no, sorry honey, that was meant for my daughter. It just rolled down the hill." But I know that she was lying. He knew that that bike was meant specifically for me. I will find him, and I will get the bike that was rightfully mine. I will find him. I will find the Easter Bunny.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? Angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him love. The babe, the Son of Mary.
All right, you North Pole newbies, this is your orientation. The Christmas countdown is ticking away. We don't have much time, so prick up those pointy ears and listen up. My name is Inspector Brumbley, elf number 8425. I have delivered this orientation speech for over 1,000 years, so if I look burnt out, it's not your imagination. The number one rule here at Santa's workshop is, when the fat man is on the floor, look busy. Everything after that is easy. As you can see, this is the main room where all of the magic happens. Make sure when you're working alongside the conveyor belt that you do not wear Jingle Bell sleeves. Last year, Happy the Elf lost an arm. Not so happy anymore. Over here, we have the stables. Yes, the reindeer fly, but their poop falls to the ground, just like the rest of us. So you can expect to be on Nugget Patrol for the first few weeks. And if Sneaky the Elf offers you some fudge from the stables, do yourself a favor and say no. Some basic tips. Common sense, really. Don't stare at Rudolph's nose. He hates that. It's red. Get over it. Oh, if you see a disoriented talking snowman that says, "Happy birthday," just smile and nod politely. Oh, he's senile but harmless. Oh, and don't listen to rumors about Mrs. Claus and the Easter Bunny. And don't mention those rumors to Santa. And especially don't mention to him after he's had more than 2 glasses of eggnog. Trust me on this one. I know from experience. All right, elves, that's about it. Let's get to work.
Dear Santa, for Christmas I want a doll, a dollhouse, Legos, a pony, a full-size horse, an electric scooter, a bike, a hoverboard, a makeup kit, the extra big one from the mall, a zoo playset, a hippopotamus, the whole entire zoo, an iPad, an iPhone, a laptop. You know what, Santa? Let's get real for a minute. I'm gonna need like 50 Kinder Eggs. A convertible for when I can drive. Books, board games, a pool in the backyard. You know what? Scratch all that. In these hard economic times, the most sensible thing is cold, hard cash. Oh wait, I almost forgot. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Oh, my 2 front teeth. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
Dear Editor, I am 7 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus, Virginia?
Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus? It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith, then no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus. You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus. But that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in this world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not, but that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in the world. You may tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view the picture and supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Virginia, in all this world, there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives. And he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of children.
There is no Christmas song that describes the tension of living in a chaotic world with the hope of Christ better than I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. It was Christmas Day 1863, and famed poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was crushed under the burden of depression. As the Civil War swarmed around him, grief from the loss of his wife from a house fire just 3 years earlier still wreaked havoc on his heart. He was also caring for his son, who was severely wounded while serving the Union Army and sent home to recover. Consumed by the news of war and the burden of his grief, Longfellow saw little hope for the future and felt incapable of joy that Christmas day. Then he heard the peal of the bells from the nearby church. As the music rang through the town, he penned the words to this poem that was later turned into a song and captured the essence of the tension between despair and hope. He also confirmed an eternal perspective that is just as important for us today as it was for him with the closing lines of his poem. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought as now this day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rung so long the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Shay, it's time for us to decide what treats we are going to make for Christmas this year.
Coming, Mom! We? Normally, you are the one who bakes, and I just decorate.
Well, sweetheart, when I was your age is when my mom started teaching me the Christmas sweets recipes, and so now I think it is time for me to teach them to you.
Really?
Yes, really, so that when you have kids of your own, you can teach the recipes to them too.
Wow! So, what are we going to start with? Sugar cookies, 7-layer bars, Oreo balls, cookie dough truffles, fudge, the German cookies, lemon icebox cake? What?
Whoa, slow down. Why don't we start with your favorite? Which is your favorite that we normally do?
I don't know. I like the decorating that I get to do with the sugar cookies. I like the taste of the Oreo balls and the cookie dough truffles. There are so many choices.
Well, why don't we start with the sugar cookies?
Okay, I always used to love decorating the cookies with Grandma for Santa. Do I get to eat some of the dough?
I always loved decorating the cookies with my grandmother too. We'll see about the dough eating. These are actually butter cookies and not sugar cookies, so there are no eggs. We're just making the grocery list now, though. So will you look and see if we have the ingredients?
Sure. What are they?
Flour, salt, butter, powdered sugar, and vanilla extract.
We only have 1 stick of butter, but other than that, I think we have everything.
Okay, I'll add butter to the list. What else do you want to make? How about the German cookies?
Mom, why do we make the German cookies anyway?
Because when I was a little girl, we had a German neighbor named Mrs. Lottie, and she would always have those German cookies called Ischl tartlets. They were my absolute favorite.
I think I remember her. Did she always used to wear pretty house dresses?
Yes, she did.
She was nice. I think I had some of her cookies too when I was really little.
You probably did. I've already bought all of those ingredients though, so I know we have those. What else do you want to make?
Oreo balls! Just make sure we have gloves so I don't get my hands all sticky.
Okay, for that recipe, we only need Oreos, cream cheese, and white chocolate.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
We don't have any of that.
I thought about Oreos on Saturday.
You did, but Oreos are my midnight snack and dessert, so we're gonna need some more.
Okay, I'll add it to the list. Is there anything else you want to make?
I think that's good. We don't want to give Santa too much of a sugar rush.
Okay, I'll get some of the other ingredients just in case you change your mind.
Okay. Hey, Mom.
Yeah?
Thanks for teaching me the recipes.
You're welcome, sweetheart. We'll start baking when I get back from the store.
We all know the story of the night before Christmas, but have you ever wondered what happened after? 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, excepting a mouse. The stockings were flung in haste over the chair, for hopes of St. Nicholas were no longer there. The children were restlessly tossing in bed, for the pie and the candy were heavy as lead. While Mamma in her kerchief and I in my gown had just made up our minds that we would not lie down. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter. Away to the window I went with a dash, flung open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of noonday to objects below. When what to my long, anxious eyes should appear but a horse and a sleigh, both old-fashioned and queer, with a little old driver so solemn and slow, I knew at a glance it must be Dr. Rowe. I drew in my head and was turning around when upstairs came the doctor with scarcely a sound. He wore a thick overcoat made long ago, and the beard of his chin was white with snow. He spoke a few words and went straight to his work. He felt all the pulses, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, with a nod of his head to the chimney he goes. "A spoonful of oil, ma'am, if you have it handy. No nuts and no raisins, no pies and no candy. These tender young stomachs cannot well digest all the sweets that they get. Toys and books are the best. But I know my advice will not find many friends, for the custom of Christmas the other way tends. The fathers and mothers, and Santa Claus too, are exceedingly blind. Well, a good night to you." And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, These feastings and candies make doctors' bills right.
This is what I want for Christmas. I want a lot of American Doll stuff. I want a lot of Barbie stuff. I want a lot of Lincoln Logs. I want magnetiles. I want a police car. I want a real dog. I want a backpack. I want a soccer ball. And I want a skateboard.
2, 3. What do you want for Christmas, Eleanor?
What the things I want is to see my grandma and my papa and get all of them with their master merch.
When I was a child, I never really liked Christmas. Seriously, Yuletide cheer kind of made me want to gag. I mean, every year, everyone had long been blasting their Christmas music, and I was out here still jamming to Monster Mash. And I won't say that I hate Christmas as much as the Grinch hated all those poor Whos just simply for their off-key caroling, but I never really did consider myself a Christmassy person. And my parents definitely tried. I mean, they did everything right. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, sugar plum fairies, elves, Christmas movies, twinkling lights and nativity scenes, and jingle bells. So many jingle bells. And I can hear you now. Oh, put coal in your stocking, or why don't you just go over there and mope in the corner alone then? And it's not like that. The only part of Christmas that I ever really did look forward to was my family. Being surrounded by my parents' unconditional love, wearing matching fuzzy pajamas with my sister, seeing how my cousins had sprouted almost a foot since the last time I'd seen them, dodging lipstick kisses and pinched cheeks from my grandparents. And that's what Christmas is for me. Just being surrounded by the people I love. And I mean, isn't that what Christmas really should be? Friends, family, love and support given to those you hold dear. Now that I'm older, I can definitely say that the whole silver and gold and Christmas tinsel thing has kind of grown on me. Having children of your own will do that to you. I still make sure that they know that the most important thing about Christmas is being with the ones you love and showing them that love, but we definitely do it with a side of eggnog and Christmas ham. Oh. And don't get me wrong, I do still listen to the Monster Mash all year long, but I have to say, I'm not opposed to dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh every once in a while. Maybe I am a Christmassy person.
Hey, Dad, you know what one of my favorite things to do at Christmas time, besides decorating the tree?
Besides? What is it?
Well, first of all, I love to watch you play, and I love singing Christmas carols.
So, why don't we sing a Christmas carol?
Hey, yeah, great idea. Come on, guys. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God in sin.
Christmas Trees by Robert Frost. The city had withdrawn into itself and left at last the country to country. When between whirls of snow, not come to lie, and whirls of foliage, not yet laid, there drove a stranger to our yard who looked the city, yet did in country fashion in that there he sat and waited till he drew us out a button and coats to ask him who he was. He proved to be the city come again, to look for something it had left behind and could not do without and keep its Christmas. He asked if I would sell my Christmas trees, my woods, the young fir balsams, like a place where houses all our churches and have spires. I hadn't thought of them as Christmas trees. I doubt for a moment I was tempted to sell them off their feet to go in cars and leave the slope behind the house all bare, where the sun shines now no warmer than the moon. I'd hate to have them know if I was. Yet more I'd hate to hold on to my trees as others hold theirs, have refused for them. Beyond the time of profitable growth, the trial by market all things must come to, I dallied so much with the thought of selling. Then, whether from mistaken courtesy and fear of seeming short of speech, or maybe hope of hearing good of what was mine, I said, there aren't enough to be worthwhile. I could soon tell how many they would cut. You let me look them over. You could look, but don't expect I'm going to let you have them. Pasture they spring in, some too close that lop each other of boughs, but yet not a few quite solitary and having equal bows all round and round. To the latter he nodded yes to, or paused beneath some lovelier one to say, that would do. And I thought so too, but wasn't there to say so. We climbed the pasture on the south, crossed over, and came down on the north. He said, 1,000. 1,000 Christmas trees? At what a piece? He felt some need of softening that to me. 1,000 trees would come to $30. Then I was certain I never meant to let him have them. Never show surprise. $30 seemed so small compared to the extent of pasture I should strip. 3 cents, for that's all they figured out a piece. 3 cents so small beside the dollar friends would pay in cities for good trees such as those. Regular vesti trees, whole Sunday schools could pick off enough. 1,000 Christmas trees I didn't know I had. Worth 3 cents more to give away than sell, as can be shown by a simple calculation. Too bad I couldn't lay one in a letter. I can't help wishing I could send you one and wishing you herewith a Merry Christmas.
Greetings and salutations. Allow me to tell you a story about one of the most exciting times of my many years of being a hairstylist. It was the day that I cut Santa Claus's hair. Now I'm sure you're asking yourself, how did Santa find you? Well, let me tell you, I was friends with one of the elves for many, many years, and he told Santa to come see me because he needed a little bit of a trim. So I'll tell you, I was very nervous that day, and the thought of cutting Santa Claus's hair made me even more nervous. So I decorated my shop with my finest decorations. I cleared my schedule so I had no other appointments for that day so that Santa Claus would feel right at home. I even put out cocoa and cookies from Santa Claus just to make him feel comfortable. Now I'll tell you, then the moment came. I see a red jacket and long gray hair and a long gray beard coming through the door. And a voice that says, young man, I am here to see you. I almost froze, but my professionalism took over. I said, oh, Santa, I've been expecting you. Please, your seat is ready. Now, I'll tell you, Santa is a big man, much bigger than I ever anticipated him to be. So as he sat down in the chair, I put my cape around him, and guess what? It wouldn't fit. Oh, I said, what am I gonna do? How embarrassing. So I thought, oh, I'll use 2 capes, one in the front and one in the back. Problem solved. So as I start to consult with Santa and ask him what does he want, he says, well, the elf said, just do what you need to do because I was looking a wee bit ragged. I said, okay. So I thought, okay, not to overdo it, I thought I'll do just a nice little trim because, you know, Santa is like a celebrity and we don't want to overdo it. So as I lean Santa back in that chair, and let me tell you, it was a bit of a struggle to get him back in that chair, but somehow I did it. I lean him back in that shampoo bowl and I start to shampoo his hair. He's starting to look relaxed and I thought, oh, this is getting off to a very, very good start. I shampoo him and put the water on him, and all of a sudden, the nozzle slips out of my hand and douses Santa Claus, his face, his jacket, all over him. I thought, oh my God. My first thought was Santa is just gonna dart up out of his chair and never come back. I said, oh Santa, I am so sorry. I apologize. Please let me dry your jacket in the dryer. He raises up and says, young man, no need to worry. No need to worry whatsoever. I'm used to getting my face wet on the sleigh with the reindeers. No need to worry whatsoever. So I raised him up and started to cut his hair. Section by section, snip by snip, he starts to relax. Now I'm a nervous wreck by this time. I'm just flustered. So I thought, okay, just breathe. He seems to be getting relaxed. So I cut his hair. I blow dry it. Oh, it looks just fabulous. Now comes the part of trimming his eyebrows and his beard. So I lean him back in the chair. Now this time, no water will be involved. I lean him back and I look at his eyebrows and they're as thick as grass on mowing day. And I trim those things down and oh, they looked fabulous. So I start to trim that long, thick beard that hasn't been trimmed in God knows how long. And all of a sudden, after I lean him back, I hear a click. I look down and Santa is slowly inching closer and closer to the floor. The chair is breaking. Oh my God, I'm going to injure Santa and the children will not ever get their presents. Oh my God. And all of a sudden he bolts up out of the chair. I said, oh Santa, are you okay? He says, oh young man, no need to worry. I am just fine. I am as tough as nails. I said, oh my God. Well, by this time I'm just a wreck. I've ruined Santa's, he's just gonna complain, but I proceeded to take care of it. Moved him to the next chair and continue to trim his beard. Voila, a masterpiece was risen. And after I raised him up and brushed him off and I said, Santa, I am so sorry. I normally don't work like this and there will be no charge for your service today. He says, young man, I'm very happy and very pleased with my service and I insist on paying you. Well, of course, I couldn't resist because it was Santa and he was like a celebrity. So we proceeded with that. So as he starts to leave, as he gets to the door and he starts to leave, he says, young man, always remember to treat everybody the same, no matter who they are or where they come from. And then all of a sudden, I remembered. I put too much pressure on myself, that Santa was really no different than you and I. And so I thought, my thought for this Christmas season and our holiday season, that we all treat each other with love and respect and carry that love and respect into a happy future and a much better 2021, even if the chair breaks with Santa Claus in it. Merry Christmas.
Landon, what do you want for Christmas?
I wanted a trampoline and a tablet and a new dot.
Arrabelle, what do you want for Christmas? You want a princess?
Zelda, what do you want to have for Christmas?
I want to see my grandma and grandpa for Christmas.
Ready for our annual tradition?
Yeah, I think tonight is a good night. Lena, Ty, we're going to read the story.
Yay, it's my favorite part of Christmas!
Wait, where did we put the book last year?
Ty took it!
Okay, how about you both go look for the book, and whoever finds it can help us read it.
Okay!
Do you think we'll ever have a Christmas where we remember we put the book?
Nope, but that's part of the fun.
Fair enough.
Found it!
You both found it?
I found it on my bookshelf between the Magic School Bus and Junie B. Jones.
But I found it in my toy box underneath my toy robot.
2 copies?
That's right. Last year, we couldn't find it, and I ran out on Christmas Eve and bought another book.
So, who's going to help you read the story?
Well, you both found the book, so you both can help.
Yes!
'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement C. Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house
Not a creature was stirring.
Not even a mouse. Squeak, squeak!
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care,
in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds.
While visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap
had just settled down for a long winter's nap.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter.
I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter.
Away to the window I flew like a flash.
Tore open the shutters and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow
Gave the luster of midday to objects below.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear
but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver, so lively and quick.
I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick.
More rapid than eagles his coursers they came.
And he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher,
Now Dancer,
Now Prancer and Vixen,
On Comet,
on Cupid,
on Donner and Blitzen,
to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall.
now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
as dry leaves that before the wild hurricanes fly.
When they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky.
So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too.
And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head, was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath.
He had a bored face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old self, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself.
A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon led me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk.
And laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose.
He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle,
and away they all flew like the down of a thistle.
But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight,
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.